So we're here at Synthfest with Justin from Abstract Data. Got the Octa controller, which I love. There's a pair running in my system. Would you want to talk us down the system? What you're showing off today?
Okay, so like Ben said, we've got the ADE-52, the Octa controller, which has been our flagship module for a couple of years now. But we've got 3 new modules coming out this month, this October. We've got the ADE-50 VCA, so it's 1, 2, 3 VCAs in a 4 HP package. We've got the ADE-51 envelope generator, so it's 5 stages: attack, hold, decay, sustain, release. All voltage control, linear and exponential envelopes. I think one of the things that makes this quite unique is it's got a control for the entire envelope, so you can control all 5 stages of the envelope at one time via CV or via the front panel.
And retain the shape. You set a shape you like and morph the whole thing in and out.
Exactly, exactly. You're extending the time or detracting the time for the whole envelope. It's got gate and re-trigger, but if you go in via the trigger, it will also give you a 3-stage envelope. So you can have a 5-stage envelope or a 3-stage envelope.
Is that 3-stage attack, hold, release, or?
Exactly, attack, hold, decay.
Right,
The good thing with the AHD is that it doesn't care about the length of the gate. So if you've got a really short gate but you want a longer envelope, which is often a problem in Eurorack, you can just use the AHD and it will ignore the gate length.
Perfect, because there's lots of fun little kind of trigger modules that are good for things other than drums. Yes. So this is going to allow you to then apply that to your modulation much better. Absolutely,
but they don't necessarily have variable width gate length. So this will let you get around that. And then lucky last, we've got the ADE-60, which is a 4-channel mixer. Really basic, but it's also really highly configurable. You can have it, this one here, we've got 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 output, old school mixer. This guy here, we've got it configured as, you can have it 1 input, 1 output, so attenuators. And on the back panel, you can add gain, you can add attenuversion, and you can add CV. So you can add any 3 of those for all 4 channels.
Right.
So you can have CV, one setup CV, one setup with gain, another one set up as a 2-channel mixer, and you can mix and match that.
Excellent.
So all 3 of these guys are going to be out October. And then we've got a couple of prototypes here, which is probably one of the first times we've previewed these in the UK. We've got the ADE-33, that's the event boss. So this is the next in the boss series. This is a clock and pattern manipulator. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for that one. Jesus.
Okay. So this is a clock and pattern manipulator. You put a clock in, it will give you patterns out. If you put patterns in, it will give you new patterns out. If you put random signals in, it will give you variations on that random signal.
So kind of logic, loop, event-based.
Yeah, there's 6 different algorithms. One of the algorithms is logic. One of the algorithms is variables. One of them is probability. 6 algorithms that will let you chop up a loop or a clock or a rhythm or whatever you like in different ways. It can be a non-quantized event. It will chop up random as well as it will chop up clocks. And then within the 6 global modes, you've got 6 local modes. So there's 36 different algorithms.
Wow. And in terms of, I mean, all that stuff you've just said, and we look at the space of it, much like the Octa controller, the interface for all that stuff is so kind of curated, if you like. It looks so simple to use, yet 36 algorithms of event-based.
Exactly, yeah. It is really
it's crazy.
Simply laid out. You've got 2 clock inputs. You've got a CV input to modulate the algorithm. And you've got a couple of inputs to switch through your algorithms, almost like you might with a wavetable synth, for example.
Yeah, you can scan through various events probability.
So you can set one algorithm up to do one thing, or you can fill it full of CV and have it flip around and throw patterns back at you, or anywhere in between. You can do the logic, you can use logic, for example, to do one specific job, or you could use probability or variables to create new rhythms for you.
It looks like such a simple way of musically handling, say, random, if that's what you put at the input.
Yeah, you can give it random signals and it will give you random stuff out. You can put a strict clock in and give it random CV and it will give you random pattern modulations out. And then lucky last, and this isn't out next year, but we've got the ADE-40, the shaping VCO. This guy's all analog. I'm super proud of this one. 3 waveforms, sine, triangle, and ramp, and it's got wave shaping built in. So that's the key thing about this module, is it's got the wave shaping built in. Obviously, it's difficult to demo on a trade show floor.
Of course.
But I guess the easiest way to think of it as pulse width modulation in sound, but with a wet and dry control. So you can have
over non-pulse width pulse shapes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can have pulse width sounds on sine wave and the triangle and the ramp. You can go everything from really, really subtle little tone changes to super aggressive, super soul kind of sounds.
Yeah, excellent. Perfect. Yeah, I kind of don't know what to say. The events thing, the experience. I mean, most oscillators that offer some shaping are twice the size.
Yeah.
You know, and having worked with the Octo controller, I know just looking at it how nice this is going to be to use, looking down the case.
Yeah, this is a really big thing, not just for abstract data and for me, but I think in Eurorack as well. You've got to, it's one thing to put a ton of features into a small HB size, but you've got to be able to use it.
It's got to be tactile. Absolutely. And it's easy to throw a good processor in something now and just say it can do 100 things. Brilliant. I guess if I don't ask you, someone's going to ask in the comments, rough kind of pricing on these?
Yeah, we haven't got pricing at all on the 33 and the 40. Technically, these are still prototypes. Like I said, this is completely a sneak preview.
Yeah. Okay.
Rough ballpark price, I believe, for the 50 and the 51, about £150 each. And I believe this is coming in just over £100 off the top of my head. But
right.
we'll confirm that closer to. They're basically going to be the VCA for a discrete, all analog VCA with a lot of character and a lot of feel.
What's that VCA based on in terms of these back end? Is it the kind of topology of the VCA?
Yeah, okay, so these days in Eurorack, I would say about 75% of VCAs are going to be based around the one of 2 chips, the SSM chip or the ThatCorp chip.
Yeah.
They're really good, super high quality, but they'll be completely transparent in your signal path.
Yeah.
At the other end, you've got kind of old school analog stuff, which will give you some character, but maybe not as good signal to noise ratio.
Yeah.
More CV bleed, maybe. I'm pitching this to be kind of halfway between the two. Really good signal to noise ratio, really nice linearity. It will follow the signal beautifully, but you will have some of the kind of the warmth and the character and the personality of a proper old school VCA.
Well, I think that's forgotten. You know, people talk about classic vintage synths. The sound isn't just its filter, or it's the whole thing, and the VCA is often just pushed to the back end. Yeah, so it's great to hear that this has that character.
Yeah, I want people, I don't want Eurorack to become just kind of Ableton with knobs or software with knobs.
Yeah, I want sterile and clean and perfectly does what it does.
It behaves itself, yeah.
Exactly.
I want it to have where if you add something into the signal chain, it will add a little bit of character and it will put a kind of thumbprint on the sound.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, of course. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Good to see you again.